Your final logistics mission is another thought experiment, but this is one you're going to put into action very, very regularly and in a very, very concrete, tangible way. And this is, I want you to come up with a list of your excuses to take a girl home. And talking A, the reason why, and then B, the specific thing you're going to say when you take her home, okay? So I'll give you some examples from my own life, but I want you to come up with a bunch of your own that actually relate to your own situation. In fact, I want you to come up with, let's say 8 to 10, okay? 8 is the absolute minimum. I recommend 10 or 15 even, but we'll say 8 is the minimum of ways that you could explain or express or state bringing the girl home, the reason and the phrasing of it. Here are a couple that I've used in the past very, very regularly. When I was in Vegas, I say, I'm kind of tempted to, take you to my favorite place in Vegas, but I'm not sure, I don't know you that well yet. Okay? That's one, just kind of seeding it out there, putting it out there. And then my favorite place in Vegas was the pool in the apartment complex where I lived. Another one is, I don't know, it's just like, I'm not loving the vibe here. Let's go somewhere like quieter where we can have a drink and not get bumped into by so many people. It's just like a more chill place. And that would be maybe my place, maybe my rooftop, or maybe if it's like a loud club, it would be a quiet bar right next to my house. But any of those would work as the reason for that. Another one would be if a girl's been asking you biographical questions, maybe it's be like, oh, I'd love to show you that later, maybe when I get to know you better. And then later on, you'd be like, you know what? You were curious about what I did before. Do you want me to actually show you? And then you take her home, you show her photos, show her some little glimpse into your life, that sort of thing. So these are some examples that I've used on a regular basis. I want you to think of some of your own. Now the criteria is this. It should get her home. It should not scream sex in any sort of a way, and it should not make her feel slutty, okay? It should not be like, hey, let's go up and fuck, right? It needs to be something that when you express it, seems like a fun, casual thing that she would do with or without the sexual attraction. Now, deep down, she knows if you met her out or you took her on a date and you're taking her back to somewhere else, she knows kind of what that means, especially if you've already been physical, but she needs at least a little bit of plausible deniability, at least a little bit of like, oh, I didn't go just for sex, oh, one thing led to another, it just happened. So by coming up with these, you're doing her the favor of making that part of her experience. You make the experience feel better, you make it have a different and better meaning to her, and by extension, you'll make her view you in a different and better light by simply knowing what you're doing with these phrases and having them on hand. And again, it's very important you have multiples because maybe you throw one out and she's not very into it. Like maybe one of your things involves ice cream, she's lactose intolerant. Well, fuck, you better have another one, okay? So you want to have a few different options at any